Tell me that again. What are you doing?
Pushing the stand.
Why? Just to show how strong you are?
Yeah.
Golly. You are so strong.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even think I could do that.
Yes.
You better get a new grip. Get your hands up high. Get your hands up high. Now pull down. Pull down.
If I'm going to run one,
Oh yeah, you'll get it. Now there have been some few changes in the pond. Figured I would tell you guys about briefly. Well, it's gotten a lot bigger, more than anything. Everything you see dug out here, that's been about 30 loads in the last 2 days. Gosh, it seems like it should be more than that. But anyway, that's all fresh, new stuff that I opened up. I redug that out a while back right after I got stuck. That's the new deep part of the pond, because that over there used to be the deep and it all got silted in. So this is the new deep, and it's going to be, of course, much larger. I've been trying to be a little smarter about it and have been expanding further west with the overburden. Instead of hauling the overburden out, I've been flipping it to the west to open up more dirt here. And you see I'm leaving myself a good shelf there that if I get all that opened up, I should actually be able to back the truck over onto that shelf and be able to load above it. Would be ideal. Or if nothing else, just leave a decent shelf that I can park the excavator on and keep working backwards. So it's been going really well. Of course, I say been going because it's not now, because I just blew another daggum hydraulic line, and it's this one right here, which I think I'm just gonna go ahead and replace both of these, because that one there doesn't look much better. Of course, my main boom lines don't look, I mean, they look like hell, to be honest with you. I've just kind of, you know, I told you guys this, I just replace them as they blow. Because really all that's off of this one is, it's just the rubber outer coating. The steel braids are all fine, but they just don't look pretty. Those have been looking rough for a while, which those cross over. Those are for the stick. Holy hell, look at that one up there. That's all freaking out. I don't know how long before that one blows. And, oh, I've got a final drive out. So, final drive went out the other day, but I've been able to keep digging despite the final drive blowing. I just have to kind of scoot the machine around a little bit. But actually, why I really wanted to make this video right now was because of my fire extinguisher. And those of you that work around heavy equipment know this, but you need to have a fire extinguisher in every single machine just because of instances just like this. Hydraulic line blows, sprays oil all over the smoking hot muffler, and it's a miracle, in my opinion, the thing didn't burst into flames. I'm sure grateful it didn't, because this piece of crap didn't work. I have no idea how old it is. It was a machine when I bought it. Now the gauge there says it's charged up and should work. I grabbed it, went to depress the handle, and the handle bent. The freaking handle bent. So that one's junk. I have to buy a replacement. But anyway, for now, I was fixing to shut down anyway. I just, you know, I prefer to shut down on my own terms. For now, I'm just gonna let this thing cool off, and I will deal with this later. I was trying to look and see where the other end of the hose is at. Looks like hopefully it'll be relatively easy to access, maybe right on top of that flow block. I can't see where the other end of it goes, but I'm sure when I pull this top plate off, I'll be able to see. I'm just not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna go get this load of dirt off of Wilbur. That'll make 16 loads on the day. Get it spread out with the tractor, and then figure out where I want to go from there. But absolutely, y'all make sure your fire extinguishers are up to snuff. Here I'm caught with my pants down because mine was not. I'm telling you guys to do it, and you know, not exactly living my own words, but I will now. Lessons learned. So yeah, yet another trip for a hydraulic hose. It's getting old. I've blown a lot of hydraulic hoses lately. The excavator, the tractor, everything. I guess I'm running them too hard, I suppose. But oh well. Wilbur's been doing great. Happy boy. So let me go get this dumped off of him, and yeah, do what I said I was gonna do. All right, well, another repair in the books for sweet old Rosie here. I guess I should have shown you guys while I was doing it, but it ended up going really well. These two hoses were where they were hooked in on top of the main valve body. They're back here underneath right there, but they were both right on top. So super easy to get to, super easy removal and install. Much like usual, I had to go to 2 different hose shops here in town to find all the fittings, and even then they didn't have the exact fittings, but we were able to piece it together. Had to add another short bend JIC and then a straight flange like we had to do on that last hose that I blew a couple weeks ago. But these 2 are on. I've already started the machine and run it, not seeing any leaks, so that's excellent. And of course I'm looking at this one here is already starting to bulge a little bit, so it'll go soon. These of course look like total hell, but the braiding on them is actually really solid still. It's just that outer rubber coating that's gone. Those up there scare me. The fact that that one's already blown the outer layer of wire. But I have no idea how long it's been like that. I'm going to try to get another day of use out of this. I'm going to try to haul out basically from this track, cutting across. I'm going to try to cut out this little corner of clay. I don't know, it's maybe 15 more loads. And that's going to be all I'm going to be able to get out of here for now. So if I can get that done, then the machine's going down for service on that final drive anyway. So while it's down, we'll do those hoses up there and maybe pick a few more that look like they're falling apart and do them too, just to try to be proactive. But you guys know, hopefully you know, I run this machine very reactively. Something breaks, I fix it. But that's because it's a farm machine. It's not a, and I say farm machine in the manner of this thing does not work on a job site all day every day. If this machine is down, I don't really lose any revenue. So that's why I handle it, in case anyone was questioning, that's why I do it the way I do. I very much understand the value in preventative maintenance and not having downtime. I hate downtime. And big part of my career, my day job, is preventing downtime. But I understand, again, at home, when I'm doing it on my own dollars, that downtime doesn't really cost me anything. So that's why I reactively repair things as they break. I try to do it proactively when I can justify it. Oh, that one there is looking a little falling out, but and that one, yeah, wouldn't hurt to do those. They're little short hoses, they're easy to get to. These doggone 4-braid hoses or 4-wire hoses are so expensive. Anyway, that's it for this one. Another repair in the books. Oh, and a little update on how things are going with the pond. Well, that ought to learn me forever being proactive. That was in there. So 2 days ago I blew a hydraulic hose. No big deal. It was an original. This hose had not blown, but it was right beside it. Looked like crap. So I said, hey, you know what? I'll replace that one too because it's probably going to blow soon. Then I took it to a local shop and they built the wrong hose. I didn't really think about it. I didn't pay attention. Big heavy duty looking hose. But look here. 2400 or 4000. So they basically used 4000 psi fittings, put in 2400 psi hose. It blew the fitting right out of the clamp. So that's just my luck. A hose that hadn't blown yet, that I tried to be proactive, then gets built wrong and blows anyway. Go figure. See, that's why I told you guys. I just said I'm always reactive. I go and be proactive, I get bit in the butt for it. Had I not replaced it yesterday, it probably would have blown anyway. That would have been my luck there too. Anyway, got to get the O-rings out of this one, there, and the other one. Slip them into here in our new hose. Ew. That's oil from them hammering the fitting together. Anyway, throw the O-rings in there. We'll get this new hose put on the machine and hopefully get back up and running. I got, I think, like 5 or 6 more loads I can get today, and then I'm done anyway. So I'm so close to being done. Just keep blowing hoses, but I'll get it done. Well, okay, make y'all a little wrap up here. I didn't quite get all the clay out that I wanted to. This last little corner, just right across here, I would have liked to have gotten. It's maybe another 10 loads, but I shut it down a little earlier than I had to yesterday just because I knew the wife wanted to go to town and have dinner and whatnot. So anyway, pretty good change though. Quite the drastic improvement. and drastic change in the pond, like I said. This was, I'm gonna say like 42 loads. Again, it always seems like it should be a lot more than that, but somehow it wasn't. Yeah, 42 loads on Wilbur. But things are kind of shaping up now, so I'm keeping this little part of the road, you know, it's not going to wash down and cave out because that's good hard packed clay. It would take a long time for that to actually wash out to the point that my road would be too narrow. So anyway, everything sloping up towards the trees that way is basically overburden, and then starting here we're on good clay. So when I do get the excavator fixed, I'll be bailing all that back further and flipping back more into the trees to open up more clay and get down to this, basically this next bench here. But for right now, it all has to stay because I've got the final drive out. So that was the other thing. I had to shut down. I was blowing hydraulic hoses right and left, and of course blowing a brand new hose. That's always frustrating. Lost half the day to that nonsense. But yeah, basically I had to get the excavator up out of the pond before anything got any worse. Today's Sunday. I got to leave town tomorrow for a while. So I need to make sure and kind of be proactive and get this stuff planned up before I leave. So yesterday I stopped digging. I got Rosie walked up there on solid ground. I want to go ahead and get her taken around in front of the house up on gravel to actually work on that final drive. I don't want to be doing it back here in the dirt just in case it's muddy. But my little haul road here is getting better and better. You know, it was, you go back a couple videos from when I hogged out that massive pit right there, then I filled it all back in. Ever since I did that, it's always been squishy. Obviously because it didn't get filled in with, you know, clay nearly as solid as what I took out of it. But I keep spreading a little bit in there and blading it in with the tractor, and it keeps getting better and better and better, and it lasts longer each time before I have to blade it out again. It just squishes down and gets so deep to where Wilbur's dragging his belly pan. So then I stop and I blade on it for about 20 minutes, knock all those ruts back in, cut the high point out, and we're back to it. So that's filled in now. It's supposed to rain here in a couple of hours. I don't know what they're really calling for other than chances of thunderstorms, but basically we've got all the haul road ready. It might puddle a little bit right there, but nothing that I'm really worried about. So we're ready for all that. I need to blade off a little bit more up top in my turnaround. There's some ruts there where the ground got squishy, and then I'll take you up here by the house and I'll show you what we filled in on the big hole.